This is the Fifine K688CT, one of the most popular budget microphones on the market. But is it any good? Let's find out. So when looking for a microphone, I usually consider three main things. I've probably worked with 10 to 15 microphones over my time in video and audio production, and these are the three main things that I always consider. First is build quality. Is it tough? Is it durable? Is it able to survive drops? You think it's going to last at least a few years. Secondly, noise rejection. How's the noise floor? How does it do with background noises and noises in your environment? Stuff that you don't want coming through the recording. And third, how is the sound profile? Like, does it sound good generally? Is it a step above something like your phone? And then secondarily to that, how does it sound on your voice specifically? Okay, so just a quick disclaimer at the very start. Fifine did send me this microphone to review. They sent me an email asking if I was interested in reviewing the microphone. I took the microphone in, tested it out, and let them know that, yeah, I was interested in making a review, but they did not pay me for the review. I'm not getting any money for it. All I get to do is keep the microphone after the review, but I don't have to send the video to them. They don't get to know any of my thoughts about this. So this is going to be a completely honest review about how I feel about the microphone. In this kit, you'll receive some documentation, some replacement gaskets, a boom arm desk mount, an attachment for mic sizing, your USB-C cable, the microphone boom arm, and the microphone itself, which if you look on the back, you'll see your connections and your knobs. At the time of recording, it's coming in at $63 on Amazon, which I think is very budget friendly and a pretty cheap microphone. Secondarily, it's got a USB-C and XLR connection, dual connections there, so you can use either one and you can actually use them both simultaneously, as we'll find out later in the review. Third, it's got a dial on the back of the microphone for both your gain adjustment if you're using USB-C and your headphone adjustment if you want to monitor your audio through the microphone through the 3.5mm headphone jack in the back. And lastly, a touch-enabled mute button right here on the bottom that works only through the USB-C, as I found through my testing. It does not work through XLR. So those are kind of the general quick facts about this microphone. Now that we've got those out of the way, let's get into some testing and see how this thing actually performs. Okay, what you're hearing right now is the raw audio signal coming through the Fifine microphone, and it's running through the XLR input right now into my Vocaster 2 USB interface. I don't have any processing on it. This is just the raw audio signal, and I have the gain set at about -12 dB. And I'm going to take a second here so you can hear the noise floor that this microphone puts out. You might hear my lights fan just a tad, but regardless, let's hear what that sounds like. What do you think? Okay, so now what you're hearing is the raw audio signal coming in through the USB-C connection on the microphone, running directly into my MacBook and still recording in Audacity. No effects on this chain, just straight raw signal. And I have both of the connections in right now. I have both the XLR and the USB-C connection in the microphone because I was curious if it would still let you record if both of them were connected and both of them were recording simultaneously. And I'm going to do two quick tests with this. I'm going to use this mute button right here. See how that sounds? Oh, I didn't push it so you can see it. I was saying that it's muted. I just realized you can't hear me because it was muted. So it did a good job doing that. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're going to be testing how the simultaneous recording sounds. So I have the XLR running through the Vocaster 2 USB interface, and that's getting recorded in DaVinci Resolve. And then I still have the USB-C connected from the microphone into my computer, recording through Audacity. So I just want to give you guys a taste of how it sounds and check out if they are able to simultaneously record and if there's any artifact or anything weird going on while having both connections coming out of the microphone into my computer, recording into two different sources. So that's how this sounds going into both the you are going through both the USB-C and the XLR connection simultaneously. Okay, so just to give you guys a taste of what a different microphone sounds like, this is my main microphone. This is the blue Sona, somewhere usually between $250, $350, but that doesn't necessarily mean the sound quality is better. So right now I have just the raw audio signal coming into my Rode Streamer X and no processing or anything like that currently. So that's how it sounds with no processing at all. But now I'm going to turn on the processing. Give that 2 seconds to kick in. Now we can see if you hear a difference. I'm going to read a passage off of Fifine's website about the CT as just a test of how this sounds. The Fifine Amplitank K688CT mic is built for creators who want natural, distortion-free sound and flexible connectivity. With plug-and-play USB and detailed XLR, the K688 cardioid dynamic mic cuts down on ambient noise. Plus, the boom arm provides stable support, reducing vibrations and keeping the mic securely positioned. Okay, so now this is how the Fifine sounds connected into my Rode Streamer X with processing on, so you can get a taste of how this microphone could sound with a little bit of processing added to it. So I'm going to read the same passage I just did with the blue Sona, so you can get a side-by-side comparison of both. The Fifine Amplitank K688CT mic is built for creators who want natural, distortion-free sound and flexible connectivity. With plug-and-play USB and detailed XLR, the K688CT cardioid dynamic mic cuts down on ambient noise, plus the boom arm provides stable support, reducing vibrations and keeping the mic securely positioned. So, that's how it sounds with a little bit of processing. I'm going to play a clip right now so you can hear how it sounds without the processing. Zekrom is a dragon and electric type Tier 5 raid boss in Pokemon Go. Its counters are strong to dragon, ground, ice, and fairy types. And then you can kind of get a feel for how it sounds in both ways. I still think the raw audio sounds pretty dang good just straight out of the microphone for a microphone of this price, but you can hear what a little bit of processing does. It does make this microphone sound quite a bit more comparable to that higher end tier of microphones like an SM7B or the Blue Sona or anyone in that category. So overall, I think it's a pretty good like benchmark that it'll sound good right out of the box, but you can even get it better, get it sounding better with just a little bit of work. Okay, so now I've got you guys connected to my OBSBot and my computer because I want to show you guys something about the way that the microphone records sound. So this is a dynamic and it's a directional microphone and a cardioid polar pattern. So I'll throw a picture up on the screen of what a cardioid polar pattern looks like so you guys get a taste of that. But essentially what that means is it's going to pick up sound best out of the top and the end of the microphone, and it'll pick up a little bit on the sides and almost like a heart shape, and then around the back especially it's going to start losing all sound. So it's a directional and a dynamic, which means, you know, for things like podcasting and broadcasting and things where you're talking directly in a microphone, that's kind of what you want most of the time, because you want to be able to capture just what's in front of you and you want to reject things to the side. If you have lots of noise going on in your environment or you have other people talking, you don't want that to interfere with the sound coming out of your mouth. So that's why a dynamic is good for these use cases, where if you had a condenser microphone, it's better for music or recording instruments or stuff like that sometimes, because you're picking up kind of all the sounds around you. Now this is going to pick up just what's in front of you. So if we do a quick test, I'm going to remove this from the mount that's on here, and I'm going to hold it up and we're going to hear what it sounds like from all different angles around the microphone. Okay, so now we've got the microphone unhooked from the microphone arm that comes with the microphone, and forgive me if it's going to sound a little bit wobbly because I'm holding it in my hand here, but I want to give you guys a good taste of what it sounds like from all different angles. So this is obviously going to be the best direction to record into, straight coming out of your mouth to the end of the microphone. But if we go around here, you can start to hear what that sounds like on the side, and then in the middle, and then here on the other side as well. That's what it's going to sound like. And then if we bring the microphone all the way around to the back, that's what it sounds like. And then to the side again, and then in the middle. So this is not one of those microphones that, you know, you'll see podcasts or whatever, will kind of like put it up like this and talk into it like that. As you can hear, this is not the way that you're supposed to record into this microphone. It's a directional, dynamic, cardioid polar pattern. So to get the best sound, you're going to want to record out of it directly from your mouth to the top and the end of the microphone. Okay, so what are my final thoughts and would I recommend this microphone? So spoiler alert, I would, but let's get into the reasons why I would and give you some of the cons that I also found with the microphone as well. So starting off, the price is fantastic. I think $63 is very fair for what you're gonna find on the market. I've tried lavaliers, I've tried shotguns, I've tried other budget friendly XLR and USB-C microphones, and this one honestly is the best sounding one that I found at any of those price ranges between, you know, like $40 and $80. Okay, a second positive of this microphone, second pro, is the build quality and the feature set that you get with the microphone. The build quality is pretty premium. It's all mostly metal, the capsule's metal, and it's got obviously this little phone windscreen on here. The build quality of the microphone itself, I think, is good enough to last for a couple years. And then you have some cool features too if you want to use it in the USB-C configuration with the monitoring of audio, your gain adjustment, and the mute button. I think those are all features that are worth having, especially at the price point. Now, lastly, for the pros, I think the ability to have XLR and USB-C recording is really good for the price because not everyone's going to have an XLR interface. So the fact that you can take this, plug it directly into your computer with a USB-C, and as we heard, I don't think there was actually that much difference in sound quality. And especially if you're somebody who records on the go, the ability to not have to bring an XLR interface if you have one and just be able to plug it directly into your computer just makes that so much more easy for traveling and for recording on the go. Okay, so let's get into some quick cons. The boom arm is bad. I hate those super cheap boom arms that they're not well made. They cause a lot of noise in the microphone if you touch them. And so as you can see, I'm not using it for most of this recording when I'm doing the talking head portion. I'm actually using another Fifine product that they did not send to me. This is something that I already owned. It's their Fifine low profile boom arm. And at the time of recording, it's only $40 on Amazon. So I would recommend getting a step up like this. It's going to be much better for handling noise. It's much more convenient. It looks better if that really matters. But overall, the performance of the microphone is just better in my opinion with a boom arm like this instead of the boom arm that it comes with. Okay, so with that, there is a decent amount of handling noise. I wouldn't recommend holding this microphone in your hand and recording like that, like something you do with like the SM58. I would definitely put it on some kind of arm and not touch the microphone if possible, because it does introduce a decent amount of noise into the microphone when touching it. That is a con, but also kind of expected at this price point. Okay, so final thoughts on this thing. I think it's a great microphone for $63. I would definitely recommend it in this budget entry level area for the majority of people. If you want to just get going recording a podcast, broadcast, any kind of Zoom call, if you want to just improve your audio for your day-to-day job, if you use microphones in any way, I think you're going to be able to use this for a lot of applications and for a long time as well. So yeah, overall, I think this microphone is really solid. I would definitely recommend it to people if you're looking for more of a budget entry kind of tier of a microphone. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching again. I'll catch you guys in the next one for another video, audio, production, filmmaking, photography, whatever in that world kind of video that I want to make. All right, see ya.